How's it going, you guys? Welcome back to the channel Traveling with Bruce. It's Monday. It's Monday. Why am I excited for Monday? I don't know. It's Monday. May the 7th, 2018. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to my channel. I've been a busy boy today. I put a video up about an hour and a half ago or so, all about the Royal Caribbean Independence of the Seas. That's what it was. Saw something on my hand. What's that? Yes, I did that research this morning. Put that video up. I'll talk about that a little bit in this show. And yeah, I'm getting ready to head out of town. I'm on today. I'm on tomorrow. I thought I would be off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but no, I'm on today. I'm on tomorrow at 5 and 8 for 2 shows as usual. But then I'm gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'll be back on Saturday. So heading to Calgary, although the rumor is that I need 3 days to wash my big ass RV. I mean, to wash and wax a 40-foot long 4-slide monster like that, you know, it takes some time, and you gotta let the wax dry. You know, you gotta buff it, put on the second thing, buff it. You know, it's not easy looking after a big ass RV like that. If you want to know about my big ass RV, you don't know anything about it. I talk all about this thing, how I got my hands on it, everything. I did a video. You have to go to my you have to go to my homepage, and then you have to click on videos, you know, and then it'll show you all the videos I've ever done, and then you go back. Just go back. You'll see the one where it says big changes coming to the channel, something like that. You just hit that video. It's self-explanatory. It's all there. Just watch it from beginning to end, and I'll run through the entire story, how I got this big ass RV, and how the channel can change. It's just going to be unbelievable. I tell you, it's just wow, what a story! It's a story, I'll tell you. Well, anyway, but while in Calgary, we're heading to Calgary, and while there, we will catch up with our daughter for a couple of days, for a day or two. I've got to take care of a couple of business matters in Calgary, and so I'm just heading up there, and I'll take care of a couple of things. And it's 2 days. It's really kind of 2.5 days gone of driving, because it's a 6-hour drive. Well, 5.5 hours, I guess, each direction. And I have to, you know, we get up in the morning, and we leave around 8 or 9 in the morning, and we get there about 3 in the afternoon ish. And then that's that day gone, you know. And then it's just visit, you know, have dinner and visit with our daughter. And then Thursday I got my stuff to do, and then Friday it's head to Costco in Calgary, pick up provisions, and get some gas, you know, cheap Costco gas, and then bingo, come on back here, and that's another, you know, 6 hours. So we leave Calgary around 10-ish, 10:30, 11. Get here at 5, 6 in the afternoon, which is about 9, 10 o'clock. Well, 9 Eastern by the time we get back, and that's Friday gone. So Wednesday's driving, Friday's driving, Thursday's doing our business, and I'm back on the air Saturday, and I get Sunday off. Oh, okay. But I'll be researching stories the whole time and get ready for next week's show. So that's the story. That's the deal. Tomorrow we'll do 2 shows. Tomorrow night should be trivia at 8 o'clock. We'll see how that goes, and or any cruise ship stories that are going on in the meantime. Any developments, we'll go from there. I had a bit of I don't know, I say a busy weekend, but I had a nice weekend. On Saturday I did the show. Enjoyed that very much, and then hopped in the car with my lady Jen, and we went to the United States. We went down to Bonners Ferry. Bonners Ferry, Idaho, is 25 miles away from my house, maybe 30 at the most. Nice little town, and Bonners Ferry knows. Bonners Ferry is very well aware where a good bunch of its money comes from. It comes from Canada, the Canadians. Because we do day trips to the U.S. from here all the time, all around here. A whole bunch of folks from around here head south. Whether you're in Vancouver, you head south to Seattle, or if you're here, you head south to Bonners Ferry. Or if you've got the time, you go to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and head for the Costco, which I love to do. But Saturday we just went to Coeur d'Alene, and I bought some gas for my car, and I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. It's like $2.85 a gallon U.S. for a U.S. gallon. And I calculated that out at something like, what was that? 285, 147. It was about 95 cents a liter, maybe even a dollar a liter at the worst. It was $1 a liter Canadian to buy a liter of gas, $1 Canadian. In my town right here, $1.41, 41 cents a liter. That's 3.7 liters a U.S. gallon. So I loaded the car up with $48 US of gas. Jeez. I figure I saved $25, $22, something like that, just on the gas. Just ridiculous. My car gets 45 miles to the gallon. It's a 4-cylinder Sonata. So, you know, what did I use up? 2 gallons, maybe? Yeah, you know, that. And the rest of the tank, 7/8 of a tank, you're all good. So unbelievable. So now I have enough gas to leave from here in Creston to make it to Alberta, the Alberta border, which is the neighboring province where all the oil and gas is from in Canada. And the difference is usually 10 to 20 cents a liter less in Alberta for gas. And wouldn't be surprising to me if it was 15, 20 cents a liter, at least less. But it's not as cheap as it is in Idaho. It's cheaper in Idaho. It's amazing, just amazing. So unfortunately, if you live in Calgary, you can't drive to the States for a quick tank of gas because you're looking at 3.5 hours of driving, 3 hours of driving from Calgary south to the border. Then you got to drive down to Great Falls, Montana to really find gas at a competitive price. That's another hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. You fill up there. Now you got 5 hours to come back. You got a quarter tank when you get home. It's pointless. Don't even try to cross the border with containers of gasoline. That's a no-go. That's just no. Don't be trying to import gasoline in tanks. That's not gonna work. No. So, you know, we here in Creston, we're lucky being so close. I'm as I say to you folks, I'm about 3 miles north of the border, to the Idaho border from here. So for us, it's a quick, you know, 5 minutes, 10-minute drive. I'm in the United States. The border stop here, it's a disaster when we have 4 cars in line. Like if you're fourth in line, oh man, you're just, how long is this going to take? 5 minutes, 8 minutes to cross the border? I mean, geez. We're in Vancouver. You know, depending on when you're driving, or Seattle the other direction, it could be 40 minutes, an hour, who knows? It's just a crapshoot. And of course, don't get me started with you poor Americans down in San Diego. Oh my gosh. Crossing into Mexico down there at Tijuana and coming back. Oh my God. Oh, what a nightmare that has become. Unbelievable. Anyway, so there you go. From Canada to the USA and back on Saturday. So that was my Saturday. And then yesterday, I took Jen, I said to Jen, I think it was on Thursday or Friday, I kind of sprung it on her. I said, hey, don't you think it's time for us to take the longest free car ferry ride in the world from here, you know, over here, and head to Ainsworth and drive about 45 minutes north of Creston on this twisty, windy little road right beside the lake. And you come up to a ferry landing, you get on that little boat there. 45 minutes later, you're on the other side of Kootenay Lake. And then 10 minutes by car, maybe 15, north on the other side of the lake, you come to a little town of Ainsworth, which was founded in 1880, something like that, 1882, silver mining area. A lot of mines were dotting along the shores of Kootenay Lake back in the late 1800s. And they discovered a hot spring. This hot spring just bubbling up to the surface. And to this day, the Ainsworth Hot Spring is alive and well. And there's a resort hotel on it. And the pool is run beautifully. And I think for a senior, you pay $11 to go in there. And it's a big swimming pool. And then there's a cave area. They call it the cave pool. It's like it looks like a jacuzzi that can hold about 20 people outside. And then there's a little cave that goes in. It's been so doctored up over the years by mankind that the cave is practically cemented on the floor now. It's nice and smooth. It's got handrails. You can walk in it, but generally what you do is you sort of go down on your knees and you sort of swim, so the water is sort of up to here on you, and it's nice and hot. And it's a horseshoe. You just go in and you come around. It takes about 2 minutes to do the little tour. There's lights in there. It's pretty tame, but pretty nice. And you hang out there. You're in this hot water. It's like, you know, spa temperature. It's really nice, nice and hot. The cave water, that little pool area is hotter than the swimming pool. The pool is probably 4 or 5 degrees cooler, but it feels so much cooler. But you come out of that cave area and then you go into the pool. And I love to be in that cave part for 30 minutes. I mean, I just get super loosened up, and it's wonderful. And then into the pool for another 20, 30 minutes, and I'm done. And then back into the change rooms, and you shower up and get dressed. The problem is that in June, July, August, the hot months of the year, it's 85, 90 degrees in the air, beautiful temperatures. And now you're in this hot water, and now you're heading to the change room, and they do have air conditioning in the building to keep it to around, you know, the mid 70s, I suppose, probably high 70s. But your inner core is just radiating heat, just heat. And you're waiting to put your shirt on last. First, you start with your underwear, and you get your socks, your shoes, your pants on, your socks on, your shoes on. You comb your hair, and you wait until you have to put your shirt back on. Because by the time you put your shirt on, your forehead is dripping with sweat because you're still giving off. After a half an hour, you're still giving off this heat. And finally, you gotta do it, and then just get out of there and head outside into the shade. And hopefully, it's a bit of a breeze, and you can cool back down. But it's fantastic. And for Jen, she loves it. She's got a bit of a hip issue, and she loves to get in there. It loosens it right up, and she can do some stretching, and it's all good. Jen, when I tell Jen the idea of, you think we should go to the Ainsworth Hot Springs? Ooh, the eyes light up. It's all good. So we love doing that. So there's a little background on a couple of days up here after the show on Saturday. And then, of course, we talk about the channel, talk about the future, talk about what's coming up and what can we do and what's going to happen and this and that and other things. So getting exciting around here. And I keep telling her, my dear, this channel, we were at 1,885 subscribers on Saturday afternoon. And I just looked a few minutes ago, 1,905 subscribers, 1,905, 95 away from the big 2,000. We're on our way here. And the numbers are good again, although that number one video of mine just died again, as I was telling you last week. It's doing 100 views a day, barely 100 views a day. That's like 2 views, 4 views an hour. Just 7 or 8 during the day, nothing at night. It's amazing, just amazing. It's my number one video that's got 30% of all my views, just dead, just dead, like it has no traction whatsoever. Don't know what to make of it, but in the meantime, other videos have sort of stepped up, and we keep on going. So there you go. So if you're new to my channel, you kind of hear me rant and rave a little bit. I love talking about cruise ships, cruise ship vacations, new ships coming out, deals on cruises, and I love taking your questions about going on a cruise. Any information you want to know about a cruise, just type away here. I'll get to all my responses. I say hi to my gang every day, and they let me know what's on their mind, what they've heard, what's going on out there. And then we just have some fun in general. Sometimes the discussions just go way off base, and we just kind of go wherever the discussions go. If it's fun, it's fun. My channel is still not monetized. That's kind of the latest on that. The channel is completely unmonetized. I get paid from viewers only, which is it's incredible. I hate to mention it, but I have to. It's the only way I get paid. I get super chats from people who watch the show live, which is okay. But the number one way that I love to get contributions to this channel, there's 2 actually. One is PayPal, where folks go to my PayPal site, which is on my homepage. There's that banner up there, and over here are these icons. People head to PayPal, they send me a donation there. I get 93 cents on the dollar, even after conversion. And it's instantaneously deposited into my PayPal account, and I can spend that money within the hour if I had to. Whereas Super Chat comes in, but it can sometimes take up to 6 weeks before I actually receive it. Because first of all, YouTube takes 30% of that off the top for their fees and their profit, leaves me 70 cents on the dollar. And they have to collect the money. They then have to pile it up. And on the 15th of each month, they calculate the money from the month before, and then they release those funds a week after that. So usually on the 22nd of each month, I get last month's money. So it takes quite a while to get the super chat in my hand, but I'm happy to get it no matter how it's coming, whether it's coming today or tomorrow. I'm grateful. Then the third one is the store, the Redbubble store for Traveling with Bruce. I've got merchandise on the store. Not too long from now, you're going to start watching me every day. I'll have on a t-shirt. A Traveling with Bruce t-shirt will be worn by yours truly, because I've got an order being put together here. And I'll be wearing a different shirt almost every day. And I can't wait, because I like to show them off. I've been getting pictures from some of my early adopters who've received these products, telling me they're great. The coffee mugs look good. The travel mugs look good. The stickers are good. The tote bags are good. Hoodies are good. Men's and women's tops look great. I'm excited. I think we got 6 or 7 logos up there now that are already on the site, and more under construction all the time. So yeah, fantastic. I'm really happy about that. If you know someone for Mother's Day or Father's Day that might be appreciative of a Traveling with Bruce t-shirt, let them know about the store. A portion of those proceeds come my way. Redbubble pays me, but Redbubble handles the order for me and the channel. I don't touch anything. I cannot foul this thing up. I only have to send in completed logos, and the good people at Redbubble collect the dough. They collect your address. They find out the shirt you want, what size. They make it. They ship it, and they back it up. And it's fantastic. I've had really positive reviews, so I'm very happy about that. I think that covers all my commercials and all that sort of stuff. I don't want to go too much into that. Let's say hi to who's here, and let's get on with the show today. Peter Heckema started off by telling me that it was, hi Bruce, he said it was 86 degrees in Tarpon Springs in Florida. Tarpon Springs, Florida, or is that Tarpon? I keep forgetting. Is it Tarpon? Just received my cruise travel magazine for the month, and guess who made the front cover? The MSC Seaside. Ship of the month. Oh yeah, no complaints about the ship on the month. That ship was just perfect in every way for the whole month. Good article about the ship. Well, you know, when I hear that and see that, I kind of just chortle to myself and go, well, I know that actual customers of the ship and actual passengers they actually come here and watch me. And they keep an eye on what I say about that ship, and they give me their 2 bits worth. And I don't get uniform 100% approval ratings on the MSC Seaside. But I will say, to be fair to the Seaside, and I've been hoping for this, that lately, now in the last, month maybe, things have seemed to be getting better. Or they're not as bad as they were. How about that? The MSC Seaside has never had reviews like Grandeur of the Seas or what are some of the other ships? Some of your favorite ships that you tell me about out there. You guys can give me reports on Harmony of the Seas. You'll talk to me about a Disney ship. You'll talk to me about some of the Norwegian ships, most of them. Great reviews. But then, of course, we do get other reviews that are completely disastrous, like the Norwegian Sun. But on the Seaside, very consistently bad. Started off god awful, just off. Every review I was getting, every comment I was getting was just the worst. It was just thumbs down on that ship. But now in the last month or so, more positive than negative. And some folks are saying, I didn't notice this issue. I didn't notice that issue. I'd heard about that, but I didn't see it. And that's good news. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, ship of the month. Okay. Peter Heckema, my wife was wondering why you are taking off 3 days this week. Yeah, well, that's a good question. I told her that's how long it takes for Bruce and Jen to wash and wax their big ass RV. There you go. That's exactly right. There you have. There's the answer. Pamela, hi Bruce and everyone. Sunny and 80 Fahrenheit here in Ivor, South Carolina. Wes Morrison, hi Bruce. 89 here in New Braunfels, Texas. Pretty nice and getting warmer and warmer. Wes, you're getting into that hot zone now. Tracy Dunlap, hi Bruce and everyone. Sunny, 85 degrees with a little breeze in Naples, Florida today. Humidity starting to go up. Feels much hotter. I bet you it does. Madison DeMarco, remember me, Madison. How could I forget? My darling, how are you? Welcome back to the show. Our 14-year-old young lady that beats up football players that give her a hard time. You think I forget that? You got to be kidding me. That's impossible to forget. Remember, Madison, when your parents or when mom and dad or 2 adults are alone together in a bedroom, that you're 14. I have to tell you, you're 14. You have to know this stuff. They're usually counting change, or they're just checking their medication just to make sure everything's okay. That's just all that's going on in there. It's a private moment. And when they come out of those bedrooms, they're usually in a happier mood. They're usually more, more giddy. That's because now they know how much change they have and what kind of present they can get you for your birthday. So just go with that. Just so. By the way, did you tell your sister what I told you to tell her about? She has 3 children now. Just had the 3rd one. You remember what I told you to tell her? Did you tell her? I'm dying to know. Bob Roberts, traveling from Shetlands to Cork on the Eclipse. Of course, it's a bit cold, but I have had beautiful weather for the entire back-to-back experience. Bob, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're telling us how it's going on the Eclipse. How's the ship? How's your room? How's the food? The ports have got to be great. You got to be having a fantastic time. Glad you're here, Bob. Anything you tell us, that's great. Debbie Manuel, hi, Bruce and everyone. It's sunny and high of 86 today in Chico. Welcome back, Debbie. Hi, Madison. She's saying, see, Madison, Debbie remembers it. Scott Batchy, hi, everybody. Another nice day in Ventura, 65 degrees. Randy Lucas, greetings, Bruce, and all. A beautifully sunny day in Elk Grove, California, with a high of 84. Yeah, man, that's fantastic. Tracy Dunlap, it's a story, all right. April 1st story. That's what she's saying. Tracy's saying that RV story, you recorded it on April the 1st. Something about that date and that story doesn't add up. Seakeepers here. Hi, Bruce, and all 86 Fahrenheit in the shade. Always fun. Full sun, slight breeze, and extremely enjoyable here in Tequila, California. Seakeeper, welcome back. I've been getting your emails. I've been watching. Great to have you here, buddy. Jim Thomas, hi all. 87 here in Anderson, California. Jim, welcome back, pal. Tammy Ray, good afternoon, everyone. 24 Celsius in Calgary. That's gorgeous. It's about the same here. We're in the mid-70s up here. It's just gorgeous. Seakeeper, will miss you Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Yeah, that's right. You're going to miss me those 3 days. I'm sorry, but I'll be back Saturday. It's all good. Hi, everyone. Mary is saying low 70s and sunny here in New Hampshire. Mary, that's getting nice weather up there. Charles Jordan, hello, everybody. It's 79 here in Iva, South Carolina right now. Good stuff. Charles Peter Heckema, $2.52 a gallon of gas here this afternoon in Tarpon Springs, Florida, even cheaper than Idaho. Fantastic, Peter. Seakeeper, the U.S. gas savings can be applied to your next cruise. My Montreal friends are singing the blues because gas there hit $1.86 a liter on the weekend. Sheesh. oh man, that's really bad. I mean, for an American, you think about that, that's like $7.20 a gallon, U.S. gallon in Canadian money. Take off, even if you took off 30% exchange rate, you're still talking $5.25 a gallon American. $5.25 US a gallon. Folks, don't go to Montreal. If you got a big ass RV going into Quebec this summer, are you in for a shock? Fill up the tank in the US side before you cross the border into Montreal. Is it any wonder Montrealers get the heck out of town on the weekend and head down to New York? Same with Quebec City, folks. Unbelievable. Ridiculous. Katie Meltzer is here, 90 degrees south of Tampa, Florida today. Katie, welcome back. It's nice to have you here. Nice to see a nice temperature there. I'm sure the humidity's hot too. So it's a warm one. Scott Brody, hi, Bruce, and everyone. 18 degrees Celsius here in St. Thomas, Ontario. But glorious sunshine warming up during this week. 67 days till our celebrity solstice Alaskan cruise. Can't get here fast enough. I can imagine it is excruciating. Every day it's excruciating. You got to wait it out, Scott, but it's coming. Peter Heckema, Seakeeper, that's nearly $7.50 a gallon. Yeah, that's right. These two guys are comparing the notes. It is up there. Loves to Travel is here. Hi, 89. Was supposed to stop by the store, but I'll wait till tomorrow. I'm not going to the store right now. I'm going to watch Traveling with Bruce. I'm going to catch him live, see what's going on. Welcome back, darling. Nice to have you. Desi Wagner, hi, Bruce and all. Maurice Ehrman, hello, Bruce. Maurice saying, any news on Carnival Dream? And Wes Morrison, I am complaining about $2.49 a gallon here in Texas. Wes is crying the blues. $2.49 a gallon. In Canadian, that's got to be 60 cents, about 85 cents a liter. Montreal, $1.85 a liter. Whoa, wow. Update on the Carnival Dream. The last I heard was about 100 people were affected by the flooding in 50 cabins. And when the cruise line offered their compensation package, one of the features of that package above everything else was, if you want off, you want to get out of here, we'll fly you home. We'll put you up in a hotel first. We'll get you on an airplane at our expense. We'll fly you home right away. You got your cruise is refunded. You get half off your next cruise, and we'll get you home. Only 2 people took them up on that deal. Only 2. The rest of the folks who were affected by the water, a lot of them decided that for a night or so, they would sleep on their mattresses or yoga mats up in the spa area, because they had an area there all locked off for them. And a number of them found that within 12 to 16, 18 hours, the rooms were sufficiently cleared off and dried up that it wasn't an issue. They stayed in their actual rooms for the last 2 nights of the cruise, because this was day 5. I think they had 1.5 days to go or 2 days to go, something like that. And they toughed it out. But only one couple flew back. The rest, no problem, will stay on the ship. So pretty good. That's a pretty good report there. And that's the latest I've received from the ship. I would love to talk to anyone who was on that cruise. If anyone is watching this, or if anyone knows anyone, my friend here, where's my young lady, Madison? Madison, didn't you tell me you knew somebody who was on that ship? You got to get him to talk to me. We got to get him on the air here. Get a hold of him. I'd love to know if they heard anything about it. I was told, what I've heard so far, also on some of the other reports, was a lot of the folks had no idea there was any kind of a problem on deck 9. Folks are living on deck 8, deck 7, deck 6, deck 5, on all parts of the ship, above them on, whatever deck. They heard nothing. They didn't know anything about it. It took 24 hours until most of the ship figured out, oh, we had an incident on board. And the only way they heard was from relatives back home who were sending them messages on either instant messaging on Facebook or emails or texts or whatever. They said, did you hear about the disaster on your ship? Did you hear? Are you in trouble on your own ship? And they're going, trouble? What are you talking about? I only put $20 in a slot machine. I'm not in trouble. Well, then they found out what happened on deck 9. They had no idea. That's how contained that was, thankfully. Let's see here. Wes Morrison's complaining. Paul Wilgus, hey, Bruce and all. 65 and storming here in Virginia. Paul saying gas is $2.59 here. It has gone up 24 cents in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, we know that feeling. It's gone up about $1 a gallon around here in the last 2 weeks. It's crazy. John Vincent, $2.89 a gallon in New Jersey, Bruce. And Peter Heckema, the flood on the Dream was on the news last night. They said Carnival treated their passengers right. Good PR for Carnival. That's exactly what I've been saying from the minute I heard this story. Marie saying it was like a scene from Titanic. Yeah, water spilling in. Yeah, Carnival, they got nothing but good news out of this. They got nothing but good PR. They got nothing but excellent marks, high grades for customer service. Everything that could go right did go right for Carnival. On the Norwegian side, with the Norwegian Sun, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. They thought they were saving a few bucks by getting dry dock work done on the top decks of that Norwegian Sun cruise ship for the 4 cruises prior to getting to the dry dock. And they only managed to upset everybody, 8,000 passengers in 4 cruises, put 8,000 people's health at risk, put their safety at risk by storing these highly flammable and combustible and toxic chemicals on the top deck of the cruise ship. One bolt of lightning is all it would have taken to blow the thing up like crazy. One container would have made a bunch of others go. And it wouldn't have been the fire that fire would have killed nobody. I don't think they would have died of flame problems. They would have died from the toxic fumes. They would have suffocated to death. Just like the worst can of raid you can imagine on an enclosed ship. I tell you, 8 decks of rooms. Remember, think about the inside rooms. They would have no clue that this happened on the top deck. And by the time they realized what happened, they would have fainted already from the toxic chemicals, because the ventilation system circulates the air throughout the whole ship. The air comes from the upper decks, the outside, in through the systems throughout the whole ship, and it would have just spread that poison across the entire ship. And there would have been, I don't know, out of 3,500 total people, or what is it, 3,000, I guess, total people with the crew, and 2,000 casualties just like that. Just no one talks about it. No one mentions it. And I get accused of exaggerating things. It's just, pallets of hazardous chemicals, highly flammable, poisonous, toxic pallets on the decks, 250 feet back, 250 foot long, one pallet after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. One bolt of lightning would have set one pallet off. The chain reaction would have done them all. Would have done them all on the upper decks, and that would have doomed that ship, especially if it were 100 miles offshore, in the middle of the night, 3 in the morning. Yeah, oh yeah. I got a Hollywood movie here of Hollywood movies. I got a great. You think the Poseidon Adventure was interesting? This one would have been really bad. It would have been a horror show, just a horror show, just unbelievable. Anyway, what has Norwegian done for compensation? They've offered a credit for a future cruise to the folks who were on the last trip, the last itinerary through the Panama Canal. That's the only group that's been offered a full, not even a refund, just a credit, a future credit for a cruise, not a refund. The folks behind the last one before that, half a credit, 50%. And the 2 cruises before that, nada, zip, zilch. Oh, the president got paid $10 million last year. We just found out last week he got a nice pay raise. The company's doing great. Okay. What are you going to say? Maurice was like a scene from the Titanic. Don't forget, everybody, give Bruce a thumbs up. Thank you, Debbie Manuel. Let's talk about something a little different. I was researching my video today about the Independence of the Seas, the Royal Caribbean cruise line. The ship was built in 2008. When it was launched, it was the largest cruise ship in the world. Well, none had ever been as big. 4,300 passengers, which, that's a feat. That's a big ship. 4,300 passengers, largest ship in the world in 2008, 10 years ago. It had all the modern conveniences, the latest technology, the latest everything, entertainment and comforts and you name it. I mean, the ship got rave reviews. It was the last of its kind. It was a Freedom class ship. Oh, by the way, I got my caffeine free back, by the way. So I won't be as hyper. Okay. The ship, when it was completed, was, I think, the 3rd or 4th Freedom class ship. I think it was the 3rd Freedom class size ship. And it was, at that time, the Freedom class with the latest gizmos, all the latest features, because you know how a ship goes. Every 2 years they bring out a new one. Well, by the time, just like a new car, next year's cars will have new features. 5 years from now, cars will have a whole lot new features compared to cars from today. Same thing with this cruise ship. It was the state of the art. In 2013, 5 years after it was at sea, it went in for its first refurbishment, which is pretty well take care of the carpeting, worn areas of the flooring, upgrades here and there, probably some dishwashers replaced, because again, dishwashers go every day, 5 years in a row. You start replacing these units. They probably replace some of the refrigeration units. It's typical stuff. Nothing new there. Brought the ship up to 2008 newness, and back out it went. Well, it just came back from the 2018 refurbishment, but this time they couldn't get away with just new paint, new carpeting, new tiles, and a few upgrades here and there. They had to do a major upgrade on the ship. And I'm going to think that back in 2008, I'm just thinking here that in 2008, they may have already switched the ships over to flat screen televisions by then, especially this 3rd one. It may have already been a flat screen television ship, but they probably replaced those this time around because they're at least 10 years old now. And flat screen TVs even in inside rooms, you can't have a 13-inch or a 20-inch flat screen anymore. You got to have a 32-inch or a 42-inch. Big, because that's what we demand now. That's what we want. Plus, the cruise lines know that the future of their business dictates that they need large screens in these rooms because they're going to be used as internet providers as well. These are going to be monitors to monitor information, give passengers information on the internet, ship status, port calls, emergency announcements, television, Netflix, and all that kind of stuff. So these TVs are being replaced. All right. So in 2018, Independence of the Seas is scheduled to go in. They decide that, well, not only are we going to add the latest bells and whistles, we're also going to eliminate what people don't use anymore, what just isn't working for us. And the Independence of the Seas has been based out of Southampton for the summertime lately. And then it comes down, I believe, to the, I think it's been coming down to the Caribbean in the winter season. And so they've been targeting the European market quite heavily. And the new features that they've added to the ship, I'll just read them off here. They've added something called the Sky Pan, which is actually a trampoline and bungee cord unit all in one. Some of you who live in the larger cities in the United States go to the big old shopping malls. You'll note that in the last few years, depending on how busy these malls are, they've now added in the middle of the mall these trampoline type, bungee cord operated jumper type units that remind me of the jumper that I saw kids use in the 70s, the babies, the jumper. Now they have adult size or teenage size or teeny bopper size jumpers in the malls. Well, that's what they've installed as an outdoor type unit on the back of this ship. And they've also added two huge water slides on the back of the ship, and they go around and around. They come over the edge of the ship, and they're clear, like they're transparent, so you can see the sky, you can see the water 20 stories below you, and then you come back over the shore. So that they've installed. They took out the mini golf. They also have installed a new flow rider machine, that simulated surfing machine. They've installed now a laser tag course on there, special room for that. I believe what they do in that case is they take the ice skating rink, which this ship has, and they cover the ice skating rink with some kind of material on the flooring, and then they inflate this gigantic inflatable obstacle course that is set up, and it's the size of the hockey rink, and it's a laser tag course. Quite cool. They've also included now a new fish and chips. They call it, instead of chips, they call it chips. Fish and chips restaurant. And they've added something called Playmaker Sports Lounge, which replaced another lounge they used to have. And then another outfit called Sugar Beach, which is sweets and treats. They've added that store. I think this Sugar Beach may be the fish and chips. I'm not sure for exactly, but I know the sports lounge, those are all, you would pay extra for those. The water slides, I don't know if you have to pay to use those, or this bungee unit, whether you have to pay to use that. It might be a flat fee for the whole cruise. Might be built into your room. I don't know. Something tells me there's extra money being made there. But what did they remove? What did they get rid of? They got rid of the mini golf on the top deck. And it makes a lot of sense, because mini golf, you can't charge for it. It's almost impossible to charge $5 to play around a mini golf on a cruise ship. You got to let them do it for nothing. And get rid of that and put these water slides in instead. Way more fun. On the other side of the ship, instead of where the mini golf was, on this side there was at one time sort of a sports bar, outdoor sports bar. They ripped that out of there, and they put in there a children's play area with these dunking buckets and machines you can pedal and squirt somebody and all these things. They put that up there, which is a great move to bring in the youngsters, so that mom and dad can bring in the 3, 5, 6-year-olds. Then the 7, 8, 10, 12-year-olds, they go to the water slides over here, and they got the bungee jumping over here. You got the rock climbing over there. You got the basketball there. The whole back of the ship is just a full-blown activity center. It's quite remarkable, at a cost of a lot of money. But they had to also make other changes. They decided they were going to add rooms, and they added 103 rooms to this ship. And of that, 61 were inside rooms, and 42 are actually rooms. 2 of them are balcony, and 40 are ocean view. And it's the 40 ocean view rooms I wanted to mention specifically in this show. They took the fitness area, and watch for this as a new normal. This is going to become normal. Royal Caribbean absolutely prided themselves on having these massive fitness centers on their cruise ships. And they built them towards the front of the ship, right above the bridge deck where the captain and all the officers are. There's another level above that with these beautiful panorama windows that would have been probably, 180 degrees at least in a panorama viewing. And all around the outside of the windows were these bicycle machines and treadmill machines and you name it. and you could just walk there and look out over the sea. The thinking was by Royal Caribbean that we'll attract the active adults who want to work out, and this will be just a stunning view, a stunning room to work out in. The problem was that a lot of the folks who use the treadmills or the bikes, they look at the screens that the bikes come with or the treadmills come with, because they tell them how many calories they're burning or how fast they're running, or they can set the machine to some kind of an obstacle course. And the bicycle is designed to go up a hill and the pedals get harder to push. And you're going down a hill and get easier to push. And on the treadmill, same thing. You might be running a 5-mile or a 10K race or something like that. You've got hills and this type of thing, and the treadmill adjusts to your thing. Or the stepper machine, they're watching the screens. They're not looking out the window. And Royal Caribbean figured, you know what? You know what we should do? We should move the fitness room, this whole thing with all that equipment. We should move that in back, just back from the front where all the windows are. Just bring it way in. We have all this space. And that room between where the machines were and the windows, we'll put actual ocean view rooms there. And because it's the 18th deck or 17th deck, it's way up there, way up, with an incredible view from way up top, they can charge premium money for these rooms. So they put 40 of these ocean view rooms at the very top, at the very front of the ship, where all the treadmills and bikes were. And instead of getting $600 per person for a week for an ocean view room, you're talking $1,000 a week. You're talking top dollar, because you're talking the best room in the house for viewing. You haven't got a balcony, granted, but you sure have a nice room. And depending on where your room is, if you got 2 or 3 of these windows, you've got a bit of a 10 or 15 degree curvature of your outside view. So you can see way over here to way over there, premium money. And so look for this to be done on all existing cruise ships over the next 10 years. Between now and 10 years from now, I don't think you're going to find a fitness room with any kind of a view whatsoever. What they'll then do is what they're doing here probably. They'll put a wall up, put the exercise room in a big room, but they'll just have monitors on the walls of moving pictures, and you're just in a workout room and you're not looking out over the sea anymore. But for the cruise ship, oh, what a moneymaker this is. The rest of the ship, the 61 inside rooms, some of them were also in this workout area, but the rest of them were at the demise of the library and the internet lounge. The ship had a spiral staircase inside the library where you could go up to the top, and there was the internet lounge. They've taken both of those out of there. They took the stairs out. They put a floor in over the hole, and they put inside rooms up there, inside rooms down here, and that added a bunch of inside rooms. And they've taken the library and the internet cafe, or not cafe, but lounge, and they've put them on an inside portion of the ship on a lower deck. It's been given a much lower priority for the ship. Why? Because folks are using the wireless internet with their own devices. I can bring my own cell phone with me on a Norwegian or Royal Caribbean cruise ship. I can use this as internet anywhere I want if I want to pay the $15 a day or $12 a day for the charge. But even that, $12 a day for the use of this all day long, it's cheaper than paying 50 cents a minute like it used to be. So this is what's replaced it. Folks are now using tablets. Folks are now using laptops. Parents are allowing their children to watch Netflix movies in the room when mom and dad go out for dinner in the evening and then go to the nightclub, and the kids can watch a Netflix movie on their television screen with their internet package. That's why we don't need internet lounges much anymore. I'm imagining that right now the main reason you'd use the internet lounge is if you need to print a document for whatever reason. I don't know why, but the office is calling and they want to send you a document. They print it out, you have to sign it and then scan it and send it back and eventually ship it by FedEx or something from wherever you are at port to home, maybe. But I can see in the next 5 years, even internet lounges won't exist anymore. I just don't see that happening. The libraries have been shrunk dramatically. They're becoming almost a non-factor because, again, you want to read a book, download it online. What do you need a hardcover for? It's amazing. It's just amazing. Plus, the libraries made the ship no money, zero money. And the internet lounges weren't making the ships money either because folks were abandoning the library, the lounge, doing everything online. The jogging track was cut on the Independence of the Seas because it used to go right around the in and around the area of the workout area, fitness area. That's been cut back at the expense of joggers because it doesn't pay. They can't charge you to run on the deck, so they give you less area to run on. It's quite stunning. Safari has been cut back. The nightclub is gone, and the Raven Club is gone as well. Just completely eliminate them and put inside rooms instead. Just put in inside rooms. The thinking of the cruise ship is you want entertainment? Go to the sports lounge and watch entertainment there. You'll watch TV. They've got a zillion televisions up with soccer and what have you. Because again, we're talking about the European market, and they're not interested in the nightclub because they've made the ship so kid friendly with all these new kiddie features. The flow rider, the water park, the water splash zone for the children. They're saying to 20-somethings, 30-somethings, you're just not making up enough of the ship's population for us to care to have a disco anymore. You can go to the piano lounge, or you can go to this bar over here or that bar. But these particular clubs, we've eliminated them. We've put in rooms instead. And so with 103 new rooms and upwards of 4 people a room, if you've got children, you can house 400 more people. That's a 10% increase in capacity on this cruise ship that is 10 years old. And you've gone from maybe 4,300 capacity to 4,700 capacity without having to buy or build a new billion-dollar ship. And so you're just, for a $100 million upgrade, you've just added 450 people to the ship. I guesstimated that with those rooms up at the top, those beautiful panoramic views, they're getting top dollar there. I figure $6 million a year is what the ship is going to increase its net profits by. Net earnings, not gross revenue, net earnings. $6 million a year for that ship alone. They're going to do that to they're going to do that to 15 of these ships that they've got out there, maybe 20. And think of the dollars. That's $100 million a year more in earnings, net profit to Royal Caribbean by making these kinds of adjustments. And that's what's going to happen. It's just stunning. Other cruise lines will follow suit. It's only a matter of time. Holland America will take away the beautiful view that these exercise rooms have. So will Norwegian. They will turn those areas into rooms. They will get top dollar because they figured out, why are we giving away ocean view space for free? Because that's how they're thinking about it. Every inch of the outside of that ship is money, big money. Why are we letting people hang out on the railings and look out over the ocean? Can't we put rooms there instead? How can we do that? How can we maximize our revenues by increasing the number of people on these ships? Because after all, we're booked at 104% as it is. And when we do have more people on the cruise ship, they drink more, they eat more, and they have entertainment. And we can get them there too. And this is what's going on with the cruise business. It's quite an amazing change and adjustment that's going on. Let's see what other comments are coming in before we go on here. Let's see here. Paul Willis, a friend called me yesterday and talked me into doing a last-minute cruise he's going on. June 24. I'm doing a Western Caribbean cruise on the Getaway. My first cruise. I can't wait. Paul, this is going to be awesome. A friend has talked you into it. I'm wondering if the friend is a cruiser. If that friend is, you're in good hands because now you've got a person to show you around, show you the ropes. This is awesome stuff. But you're so much fun when you're hyper. I try, Paul. I try. Edmund Gene Weston. Good day, folks, from warm and sunny Houston. Somebody could make some great movies from the things in this era. Oh, yes, indeed. Seakeeper. Oh, the transients of cruise ships. The biggest and best, the most everything. 10 years from now, maybe they may be regarded as clunkers replaced by better ones. Oh, believe it. Yeah. Some of these new ships coming out. The first one that really caught my eye that's about to hit us by the end of the year is the Celebrity Edge. That ship looks like nothing that's out there, especially its hull. Because most cruise ships, if you look at their hulls, the water line is here, and then the hull kind of comes out like this. See if I can make this, like that. The hull comes out like that, and it's pointed, and there's the top of the ship. Well, this thing, the water's here, and the hull comes out like this, like this. It's like at barely an angle. It's like a snub nose. To me, it looks like a dreadnought destroyer from the First World War. Those old dreadnoughts that they first built, where they thought a real straight up nose would be the way to go. With today's technology and the design, they figured out the stability and the wave action and everything. They figured out how to build the nose of the ship to minimize roll behind it. Unbelievable, quite amazing. So it'll be interesting to see how these change, because there's a number of these ships on the drawing board now that look exactly like this, with this snub nose coming out of the ocean like that, instead of like, you know, that sloped nose like this. Anyway, my hands can't do it justice. I think you know what I'm trying to tell you. Paul Willis, I am close to midship. Tracy, okay. Oh yeah, Paul, a Norwegian Getaway is a nice ship. Have been on several times. If you're more midship towards aft, you're close to everything. I am close to midship, he sings. S. Swan, Sylvia's here. Hi, Bruce, 75 and sunny. Forgot to listen to you on Saturday. How could you forget? Had to attend a baby shower. Okay, it's all. But I gave you a thumbs up. That's all good, Sylvia. Thank you. Paula K. Hi, Bruce, and all 75. Sunny, beautiful day in Hanover, Pennsylvania. One more week to the pool opening. Yay! My dog is obsessed with swimming. He will be a happy pup. Indeed, he will. Sylvia, oops, forgot the city and state, Greensboro, North Carolina. From Sylvia. Ruthie B is here. Hi, Bruce from Tulsa. Ruthie B, how you doing? How's it going? Are you new to my channel? If you are, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, forgive me. I'm old. I forget. Hope you're new. Steaming Bean, are these cruise ships selling out? Steaming Bean is wondering, are these cruise ships selling out? Yes, they are. These cruise ships are selling out, and they're leaving port with between 102 and 104% capacity, because they consider capacity to be 2 adults a cabin, although with fold-down cots, you can put 3 or 4 people in a room. And so when a family of 4 is in a room, that is over capacity for that room. But yeah, they're selling out. Sylvia, I just got off of the Ecstasy last week, and nobody was in the library. Did not like Charleston, South Carolina port. I like Florida ports better. Sylvia saying, very interesting, Sylvia. Nobody in the library. There you go. Yeah, that's another reason they're disappearing. Paul Wilgus, no, his first cruise too. Oh, so you guys are both rookies. It's all good. I was just curious. Libraries, Peter Heckema, libraries are nonprofit centers. Yep. Don't think too many people use the libraries anymore. They cruise lines probably realize that. Oh yeah, their demise is imminent, complete demise. They're probably going to have a selection of books for children in the children's zone. They'll have books there, coloring books and reading books, you know, that kind of thing. But for adults, there won't be books available. You want a book? You can buy one in the store, you know, on the retail level. But honestly, you want a book? Did you bring a tablet? Download a book. That, you know, that's kind of the mentality. So as we die out, the youngsters, they don't need a book. What do they need a book for? They can read anytime they want. They got electronics. The Steaming Bean, they don't use chaplains anymore, taking up those cabins. I just, you know, thank you, Steaming Bean, because you just reminded me that the little what do you call it? The chaplain. They call the little chapel. Yeah, that's thanks, Jen. The chapel, 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 on the Independence of the Seas, gone. They've removed it. Yeah, no more chapel. No one's using it. You'd think that with weddings at sea, you know, but then again, chapels aren't designed to hold weddings. Chapels are there for sort of interfaith, you know, reflection time and that type of thing, and prayers. And anyway, gone. Not enough people are using them. And a cruise line removes the chapel, no complaints, like virtually none. Morally, you know, there's an argument, but reality, it's space that's just sitting there. Isn't that amazing? Changing times. PJ Drayton, 85 in Omaha, bright and sunny. Beautiful, PJ. Nice weather. Ruthie B, I am new. We watch you a lot, but just started chatting today. Well, Ruthie B, this is great. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the crowd. The folks here are going to say hi to you. You know what's going to happen. You know how that works. If you've been watching the show, you know that people they're going to start talking to you. That's great. If you have any questions, Ruthie, You let me know. Any comments, let me know. I'm glad you're here. Give us a thumbs up. Everyone else does. Well, not everybody. I get one or two thumbs downs, but whatever, it happens. Let's see here. PJ, welcome, Ruthie. The Steaming Bean, why are you shocked when you hear solo travelers buying a cruise for $2,000 Canadian? I'm sailing this summer and spent $2K Canadian for a solo cruise. Steaming Bean, I'm shocked. I'm completely shocked. The reason I'm shocked, Steaming Bean, it's for the ratings and it's for the shock effect of the show. I have to do something to get my viewers to go, why is he doing that? And it hypes it up. You believe me? You're not buying it, are you? I knew it. Scott Batchley, welcome, Ruthie. See, I told you, Ruthie, we're all going to welcome you to the show. I'm glad you're here. Steaming Bean, the thing is, people are more kooky religious these days than they were 30 years ago. And it is ironic that there are no chaplains presently. Isn't that something? Yeah. Ruthie B, thumbs up. Thanks, Ruthie B. Love it. Yeah, this thing about the religion, it's a touchy, difficult subject to bring up. Can be very deadly. I just look at the reality of the scenario. There was a time where if a cruise ship would come into port and drop passengers off and pick passengers up on a Sunday and take off, that would have been like unthinkable. I mean, how could you do that? That's on the Lord's Day. What are you doing? You can do it on Saturdays. You can do it on Mondays, but God forbid you do it on a Sunday. Now, events on Sunday are meaningless. I mean, Sunday everything happens, and what percentage of the population observes the Sabbath as they did 30 years ago, 60 years ago, and so on? Things have changed, haven't they? It's really amazing. Steamy Bean, I am traveling solo this summer and next, but I should hook up with you and your wife in 2020. The countdown has begun. The Steaming Bean is determined to share a cabin with Jen and I, on a Rocky type cruise. He'll grab one of those upper berths. No problem. He's told me he's happy to do that. Jen and I would be up below, and we'd be watching that berth up there, praying that it wouldn't let go. We'd just kind of hang in there because it kind of hangs on there with hooks and chains, doesn't it? It's kind of like just a hinge that holds it there. And I know the Steaming Bean, through his own admission, has said that he's one biscuit short of a magical number. I worry about those cots. I don't know if they can hold them. Save money. Steaming Bean saying we're saving money together. If the three of us are in a room together, even like an inside room, we could really save big time. We couldn't get around each other, but we'd save. Steaming Bean, I was just thinking, if we all went in the room one by one, right? And then we decided it was time to eat, like we're all hungry and we all want to leave at the same time, we wouldn't be able to get out of the room. Just think of the amount of money we'd save on specialty restaurants because we couldn't get out because we're so desperate to get out. We'll have wedged ourselves into the corridor where the door is, we'll be right up like this, and we can't get out. I am mean, aren't I? It's terrible. I'm just terrible. Peter Heckema, at one point, they used to hold church services in one of the main dining rooms aboard the ships. Can you imagine that? That's how many people would want to observe church. Steamy Bean, you will die a happy man. Well, I'm kind of living a happy man, so might as well die a happy man. Oh my! What was I going to tell you? Other stuff about cruise ships, the changing of cruise ships. Goodbye. What do you say goodbye to on cruise ships? We're starting to say goodbye to full-blown, large internet lounges or internet cafes. They're going by way of the dodo bird. I'm sure within 5 to 10 years, there won't be an internet lounge anywhere on a cruise ship. I doubt it. Goodbye to the library. Goodbye library. Remember the smoking rooms? They used to have large smoking rooms where they'd sell cigars on board and everything. You could smoke in there. Those have disappeared or are disappearing quickly. Very little of that left. Golf simulators. Remember those? Probably in the 80s it started. It would have started in the 80s. It was a hot new thing. Baby boomers like myself, in the 80s, we were in our 30s, heading for our 40s. We were prime for golf. We were the prime market to play tennis or golf. And for golf, if you offered me a golf simulator on board a cruise ship, Oh, I would have been in heaven. Would have been. I could play Pebble Beach on a cruise ship. Just hit a ball at a screen, and then the computer would take over this flight path of the golf ball and show you where you landed. You play your significant other, or if you were two couples, the husbands and the wives would play, or whatever. Golf simulators have died a serious death. It even got down to the point where there used to be golf netting, on the top deck, like it's right at the back of the ship, where nobody goes. Like it's right behind the smokestacks. They would have had a little flat area there. They would have put up this netting. You'd be in this like a batting cage, but the cage would only be 10 feet long. It'd be about 10 feet high and about 8 feet wide. And it had a tee there, an artificial grass tee, and you were hitting balls into a net just to keep your golf swing going. And the thinking was, well, you'd bring your clubs on board, and they'd be in your room, and you'd grab your 7-iron or driver, and you go up to the netting up there, and you hit the ball for half an hour. And then when you got to the next cruise port, you'd have booked a round of golf, and you'd go golfing for the day. And then at the end of the day, you brought back to the ship, and take your clubs back to your room, head to the spa, get all cleaned up and dried out and loosened up with hot water and steam bath. Good to go. Well, golf is dead. Golf has died out. Golf courses in the United States are closing. Golf courses cannot remain open because they are losing membership. They're losing activity, and the taxes are killing them. The property and land taxes, they can't keep them up. So more and more of the golf courses have started to sell off parts of their excess property, and then they've literally just shut down, and they've turned these golf courses perhaps into real estate developments to try to save the golf course, or they've gone from a 27-hole to a 9-hole executive course and sold the rest of the land off as a real estate development or something like that, or shut the whole thing down and turn it into some kind of a corporate park. Golf courses are in trouble. And then viewing areas, as I was mentioning earlier, I see the future where viewing areas by the public will become highly restricted to high-paying passengers only. So the viewing areas on the top decks are only accessible to those who are living in the top decks. And the rest of the ship, there'll be very few places you can go to hang out and look out over the side of the ship, because more and more of the outside of the ship is being turned into moneymaker rooms. They need the space, they need the beds, and they might as well turn them into income-generating property. What was this one here? Prime real estate for spa. Oh yeah, the spas. There was a time where a spa would be built on a cruise ship, and it would be on deck 14, overlooking the front of the ship, or overlooking the sides of the ship, like the first front of the ship and the sides. The whole thing would be a spa area. Now, more and more spas are being built and designed to be in the interior of a cruise ship, because the thinking was, well, people are going to be in a steam room and a sauna. Why do they need a view? What are they looking at? We'll just put them inside a steam room on the inside, and the showers are just around there, and then around that will be the locker rooms, and over here we'll have a bigger room for just jacuzzis and stuff. We don't even have to give them a view. We can keep the view for rooms. We can just have rooms. We'll call them spa rooms because you're next door to the spa. Smart. What a move. All ship access areas. Yeah, there's a time where you could go anywhere you wanted on a cruise ship. Those days are over. You can't go anywhere you want on a cruise ship anymore. There are areas of the ship that are cut off depending on the fare you're paying. What kind of room did you buy for the week? If it's a high-end balcony, go anywhere you want. If it's an inside room, can't go wherever you want. You can only go where you're allowed to go, which are more of the common areas. Hello to what's coming next? Virtual reality centers. That's what's going to replace the internet lounge. Virtual reality centers where you put those big-ass goggles on and you can watch videos about big-ass RVs. You're going to see those dominate the new area, especially for the children's rooms where those not pinball machines, but video games are in the back. Pinball machines. I'm dating myself. Virtual reality machines are coming, and it won't be just a 10-minute little game. It'll be a 1-hour interactive with 2 people. It sort of reminds me of Star Trek episodes, the recent Star Treks where you have the simulation rooms. Yeah, they're going to have simulation rooms. I believe it. I sense it coming. I think it's going to be kind of interesting. They'll probably have these rooms where you're going to go in there and you're going to put your goggles on, and it might be like 2 of you, 4 of you, 10 of you, 15 of you sitting in the little room like a little theater, and you're watching a show on your goggles, and you're on a roller coaster ride, and there's going to be fans in the room blowing air at you, either at you or from the side or here from the top, as you are simulating the roller coaster ride. I believe this is coming. I believe they're going to have rooms where they'll blow ice cold air at you because you're going to be trekking through the Arctic trying to get to the North Pole with a dog sled team. And you're just going to be freezing in there. You're going to feel like you're in the North Pole. I see this kind of stuff coming. This is just around the corner. It's just about to happen. And people will pay dearly for it. It's the new wave. Absolutely coming. These goggles will get smaller and smaller and smaller until they're the size of sunglasses. And there might be a little wire, plugging into your armrest, perhaps. It's on its way. It's just unbelievable. The apps, the onboard apps, this is taking over everything for cruise ships as well. People are going to use their onboard apps to pay for everything, for access to everything. We already know about the armbands for access to certain parts of the ship. This is going to continue to evolve. Excuse me. More rooms, of course, more accommodation. Interior workout areas. Spas will be lower deck inside, much less premium space. No need to make it fancy. And then more restricted areas on the ship. Those are my notes that I made this morning to kind of go over all this with you guys today. Curious to see what your thoughts are on these topics, and see what you think. Steaming Bean, anyone heading to Bermuda this summer? Good question. Steaming Bean, cruises had skeet shooting in the early days. They stopped that a long time ago. Randy Lucas, okay, I have a solution for the Steaming Bean share a berth issue. The Bean and I could share a cabin. After all, we're both a biscuit shy of some excess pounds. Randy, you could try that, but believe me, you may want to, you just want to share a regular room. Like you don't want to be sharing. You want to be sharing a regular room. I don't know what to tell you with regard to the bedding arrangements. I know that if you're inside like an inside room, you're each going to get like a single bed. Is that enough? Is that enough? I don't know. Yeah, Randy, I don't know what to say. I guess the only thing I can say is I'm just thinking about Blazing Saddles right now. I'm just thinking about the scene where they're eating the wieners and beans, and I'm just saying to both of you guys, God forbid either of you decide to have wieners and beans for dinner at the buffet and go back for seconds. And then you're going to be in an inside room later because I don't know what the heck we're going to do with the ventilation here. This could be fatal. So I'm just saying you might want to consider a balcony room because after all, you're splitting it, You keep that door ajar a little bit, let some fresh air through. Give you guys a chance. Give yourselves a chance. And if you're in a balcony room, you probably have a fold-out couch. And then one of you can have the big bed, one of you can have the couch. The fold-out couch. Maybe there's a solution there. I'm just saying, one biscuit short. This could be one biscuit too far gone. I don't know. I'm just saying. Peter Heckema, I used to hit golf balls off the back of the ship before it was outlawed. Yes, sir. I remember those days. Seakeeper, and if you hit one of those skeets, they wouldn't fish it out for you or cook it for dinner either. Bummer. Yeah, it's gone, baby. It's gone. Pole gone. Steaming Bean. Okay, Randy, you, me, Jen, and that guy she's married to. 4 of us, all 4 of us on an inside room with 2 upper berths. Oh, man, I need the WD-40 just to handle all the creaking of the berths, first of all. And then I need the WD-40 in my hand as we go out to make sure we squeeze out in case we get stuck. We got to squeeze along the wall so we can squirt out of there. I'm not a biscuit too far away either, I'm not like, gone, but I'm a little overweight myself, I can't wait to tell Jen. Can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be great. Randy looks a smile, and Steaming Bean, golfing had too many posers. That's right. Steaming Bean, people just discovered that they really did not enjoy golf. They really didn't enjoy it. Well, you know what, Steamer? They found out when they hit their 50s, around those 50, 55 mark, and then the 60, they figured something out. Golf might not be as strenuous as tennis, But this picking up the putter and the picking up the flag on the green 18 times and washing the ball with the hand washer and walking to the tee box and back to the power cart, that's work. And with that bum knee, that's not fun at all. And then the shoulder would go on the rotating, and people just found that they got too old for the game. They thought they had it made when they were in their 30s, in their 40s. Finally, a game I can play for the rest of my life. Yeah, you see Jack Nicklaus trying to play a round of golf these days? Yeah, and he was the world's best. You know, he's not skipping down the fairway like a 40-year-old was. You know what I'm saying? But love Jack Nicklaus. By the way. Jack, if you're watching, I love you. You're great. You're just great. Seakeeper, climb Mount Everest in a holodeck suite. Might try that. There you go. Climbing. Yeah, exactly. Holodeck. Exactly. Steaming Bean. All this expensive technology, and yet we get the cheapest shampoo and soap on board. Oh, don't we just? By the gallons they buy. By the tubs they buy this stuff. Absolutely right. And yet they buy it in gallon containers and sell it to us in those little, for what, $20 a bottle at the spa. You're, you know, gullible enough to buy one of those. Steaming Bean, Mongo like chocolate. Speaking of blazing saddles, Tracy Dunlop, I will definitely miss all the outdoor space if they take it away. That's why I love NCL Getaway and Escape so much, walking around bars and restaurants all overlooking the water. And this is why I'm surprised at the MSCC side, where they built this deck just above the lifeboats. They built this deck that's 15 feet out on each side, exposed to the elements, which I think is silly. And then they built the ship, you know, the tighter, narrower on the inside and higher, where they don't have inside suites. They have generally just outside suites, I suppose. I don't know. I'm puzzled by all that, how they designed it. But it's a new ship, a new design. What can I say? Holds 5,000, so it's big. Seakeeper, blazing saddles, another Schnitzelgruben, mein Herr. That Lily von Stupp, she was a hoot. She's tired. She's tired. Stephen Bean, curling is my sport. Curling! See, the beauty of curling is when you throw the last rock, you know, and you got to get all the way to the other side. If you throw it hard enough, you just hang on to it. Don't let go of it, and it'll take you all the way down to the other end. And then you just get there, let go of the rock, and now you can throw the rocks the other direction until you shoot your last rock. And then same thing, you just shoot it down and hang on to the handle. It pulls you all the way down to the other side. This is an all-in-one game. There's ways to play curling people haven't thought of. I'm telling you. Steaming Bean, I am definitely that Jack is what I'm definite that Jack is watching. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jack Nicklaus is definitely watching this show. So is Tommy Watson and all the other guys from the PAGA tour. They're dying to see what Bruce has to say about golf and cruise ships. They can't wait to hear the latest on the flow rider on the independence of the seas. I mean, after all, they got grandkids. They want to know what's going on. Peter Heckman, next will be a curling rink on a cruise ship. Wouldn't that be something? If they built a curling rink on a cruise ship. I was amazed when they built a pool table on a cruise ship with the self-leveling machine there. Unbelievable. Steamy Bean, Mongo only pawn in the great game of life. Mongo only inside room passenger on the great game of cruise ships. That movie is a classic. I loved it. Tomorrow, I am on twice. I'm on at 5 o'clock. I'm on at 8 o'clock, and probably do some trivia tomorrow night. I look forward to seeing you guys on that show. How do we do on the thumbs ups today? Where are we at here? I got 24 thumbs ups. Thank you so much. 25, just saw 25 come through. Fabulous. 25 thumbs ups. Love it. Steamy Bean Mongo, Seakeeper, a good wave would clear the house. That's right. Whoosh, God. Gets from all those guys. Steamy Bean, my name is Jim, but most people call me Jim. The one-liners from that show are never ending. Look at that hand. Steady as a rock. Yeah. This is my shooting hand. Debbie, great show. Thank you, Debbie. We're having too much silliness here. Steam and Bean, we're having fun. Seakeeper. Peter Heckema was here. Who else is here? Tracy was here today, and Randy Lucas, of course, was here today. We had some fun with all you guys. Ruthie B. Ruthie, it was great having you. Scott Batchley was back. PJ was here, and we had Paul Wilgus, and we had Sylvia here today. We had Paula K. was here today. Imogene was here today. Maurice was here today. John Vincent was here today. $2.89 a gallon, New Jersey. Watching that gas price. Wes was here as usual. Wes, thank you. Desi was here. Loves to Travel was here. Scott Brody was here. Tammy Ray was here. Jim Thomas with his knee was here today. Hope that knee's getting better for you, buddy. Everybody was here today. The usual crowd and a newbie. I love it. Thank you, everybody. If you are not a subscriber, if you're watching this show later tonight, tomorrow, next week, there's a button there. There's a button there. Please subscribe to the channel. Love to have you on board. We're 95 away from 2,000 subscribers. Yay! I'm thinking that's fantastic. Everyone's saying goodbye, and they'll be back tomorrow. Steamy Bean, hello, handsome. Is that a 10-gallon hat, or are you just enjoying the show? Yes, yes. Tracy Dunlap, I'll see you tomorrow, and then I'll have withdrawals for a few days. Steamy Bean, Candygram for Mongo. Candygram for Mongo. Just side here. Thanks, you guys. Have a great night tonight. We'll see you tomorrow on Traveling with Bruce. This was May the 7th, 2018. We'll catch you at 5 tomorrow night. See you later. Bye-bye.